Today, me and my group are going to talk about one of the most influential pioneers of modern education. Her name was Maria Montessori. The group members are Maya Villalba, Jasmine Ramirez, Violeta Salinas, Evelyn Benitez, and me, Agustina Alvarez. Now my classmate Violeta will start the presentation.
Maria Montessori was born in Italy on August 31, 1870, and died on May 6, 1952. She was an Italian educator and originator of the educational system that bears her name, which is based on belief in the creative potential of children, their desire to learn, and the right of each child to be treated as an individual. In 1907, Maria Montessori opened the first Casa dei Bambini, which means children's house, a preschool for handicapped children, aged 3 to 6, from the San Lorenzo slum district of Rome, applying now her methods on children of normal intelligence. Maria Montessori also wrote her methods in such books as The Montessori Method, The Advanced Montessori Method, The Secret of Childhood, Education for a New World, among others. Please, let's take a look at this interesting quote from her that says, "Every child has an innate potential and an ability to learn in an environment of love and freedom." Now, my classmate Maya will be talking about the Montessori method.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm going to talk about the principles of teaching and learning that is part of the Montessori method. Well, Montessori created a series of principles of teaching and learning that were based on allowing children to have autonomy and to be self-motivating. Contrary to the teaching principles of that time, she believed that children needed to be acknowledged as individuals with their own minds and interests, and that they also require sensory stimulation, not only mental stimulation. For her, the role of a teacher was not to focus on the curriculum, but to seek the emotional, cognitive, and intellectual development of the children. She also believed that for a good learning process, the teacher should not insert themselves too much, only to correct behavior and to demonstrate the activity. For instance, I already painted a red figure here to demonstrate the activity, so then children can learn and do it on their own. Well, before establishing her principles, she started testing different classroom activities and selected those that kept children engaged. She also noticed that with a good environment and activities, children were able to educate themselves, and the teacher was only a guide in this process. With a good environment, she meant that the classroom needed to be adequate for children. After analyzing different options, Montessori created a method that is known as the Montessori Method. This method can be applied to and across all ages, but there is an emphasis on younger children of preschool and kindergarten. Now my classmate Jasmine is going to talk about them more in depth.
Okay, so there are 5 key principles in the Montessori's methods. The first one is called respect for the child. For her, this was a major principle. She believed that children should be respected, that they have their own free choice, and that they should have the chance to do activities by themselves and to learn at their own pace. Then, the second principle is called observant mind. Montessori created the idea that children are constantly learning from their environment. Children have their own minds, they have their own ideas, and they learn by experience. In addition, children can learn by the senses, by visualizing things or arranging objects. Then we have the third principle, which is called sensitive periods. She believed that there are certain periods in the children's lives where they are more capable of learning certain skills. In these sensitive periods, children have a big interest in particular activities and elements in the environment. They are centered in this specific skill, and they do not get tired of it until they develop the skill. It's not like a game where the children easily lose interest. Then we have the fourth principle, which is called prepare environment. Here, the Montessori method suggests that children learn the best in an environment that is adapted to them. There should be materials and furniture that are adjusted to the children. Then the last key principle is called autoeducation. And this is the idea that children can learn by themselves. The only requirement is that the teacher provides an adequate environment and that teacher acts as a guide to the children. And now my classmate Agostina is going to continue with the presentation.
I will now talk about Montessori education and schooling. Montessori is a method of education that is based on self-directed activity, hands-on learning, and collaborative play. Children learn in different ways. So, in a Montessori classroom, children make creative choices in their learning, while the classroom and the teacher offer age-appropriate activities to guide the child in their learning process. Children work in groups and individually to discover and explore the knowledge of the world. Montessori classrooms are beautifully crafted environments, designed to meet the needs of children in a specific age range. Children can learn through their own experience and at their own pace, thus building a solid foundation for lifelong learning. The Montessori method is characterized by providing a prepared environment, tidy, pleasing in appearance, simple and real, where each element exists for a reason in order to help in the development of the child. Children work with concrete, scientifically designed material. Every material in a Montessori classroom supports an aspect of child development, creating a match between the child's natural interests and the available activities. In a Montessori classroom, the adult is an observer and a guide. They help and stimulate the child with all of their effort, and this allows children to act, want, and think by themselves, and helps them to develop confidence and inner discipline. Now my classmate Evelyn will continue with the presentation.
Yes, so despite the fact that the Montessori method has been around the world for more than 100 years now, her ideas are still present in the current educational environment because her method offers concepts such as the development of children as a whole, which means that instead of making them memorize information, the method focuses on the development of children's cognitive, social, and physical capacities. And it also offers individual learning by letting the child learn at their own pace due to the flexibility of the grade of levels, which groups them according to their developmental range and not their age. And lastly, it provides independent traits by giving them the possibility to apply their knowledge, letting them use their critical thinking, and also offering them real-world skills. And with these ideas, the Montessori method helped to shape the system that we know today. And now we are going to show you the memes.
Okay, so this is the first meme that we made, and it's basically Montessori versus the traditional education system. And while everybody was telling her that her ideas were crazy, she knew that she was right. And in fact, she was. So that's the first meme. And the second meme that we made is just a funny comparison between Montessori toddlers and how functional they are. They can cook, they can do a lot of things by themselves. And sometimes even us adults struggle with those tasks. So those are the two memes that we made. And that's it. That's the end of our presentation, and thank you for watching.